Monica Seles held a press conference 30 years ago today, May 5th, 1993, to address the on-court attack that had happened to her days prior. She, very positively, I have to give her a lot of credit, upbeat as much as one could be after being attacked the way she was, but realistic about it. She might never be the same. And hearing her doctor describe the wound kind of makes sense. So check out this live press conference that was on ESPN 30 years ago today. Doesn't appear to be online.
Bob Lee, the ESPN Sports Center. Good afternoon. In a few moments, Monica Seles will meet the press for the first time since last Friday's stabbing attack on her in Hamburg, Germany. She is currently in Vail, Colorado at a noted sports clinic where she has received treatment in the past for a leg problem several years ago. Of course, the questions that swirl around the incident, perhaps we will hear today firsthand her recollections of the incident. Politics will not be a matter of discussion. It was not a politically motivated attack. It was a deranged individual from Eastern Germany who is in custody, of course, and charged with attempted murder. Monica is on hand, and very shortly we will hear in her own words how her recovery is progressing and what exactly from her eyes transpired last Friday on a changeover against Magdalena Maleva in Hamburg.
How's that for anybody that has a microphone?
1, 2, yeah.
Go higher. Okay. Doctor's got the fashion look, he goes underneath. Okay, I think we, with no further ado, Monica would just like to say a few words, and then Dr. Stedman, everyone know Dr. Richard Stedman, and everyone knows Monica.
I just want to really thank everybody who's been, with me the last couple of days. It's been really difficult for me and kind of took me unexpected, the whole thing, and it's just meant a lot to me, all the support. So I just want to thank really everybody for it.
Great. We can, if Doctor...
Is my microphone working?
I think it's working. The microphone's okay, I think. And it's, you can speak up a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, Doctor, if you could give everybody an update. I think everybody wants to know what's going on.
Right. Well, Monica had a soft tissue injury to her back, and there was some impact associated with it at the time the knife went in. So she's got two problems. One, a soft tissue injury where some tissue was cut, and then an impact in the same area. She's progressing very well as far as the recovery is concerned, but there's no way to define exactly what the recovery time will be. In most injuries, there's a standard recovery time based on a lot of cases, but this is a unique case, so we can't say that she'll be ready to go in X amount of time. So currently, our plan is to protect the soft tissue injury and then institute an exercise program that would involve cardiovascular conditioning, strengthening around the injured area, flexibility at the injured area, and then as the injured area starts to heal, include that in the recovery or in the rehabilitation process.
Well, Monica, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling, okay, the best that I guess I could. It's getting better day by day. I had a couple of days. I'm just trying to take it day by day and not look forward, not get impatient, and just, hopefully, have my arm back.
What was going through your mind for the moment of the attack?
Yeah.
What went through that scenario?
I was down 3-love in the set, and I came back, and I was up 4-3, and I just kind of told myself, concentrate, just try to break and finish the match. And I just leaned forward kind of just to put the towel here and concentrate. And all I just felt was like, woo, something in my back. And I automatically went forward because I know something went in. I don't know how big it was or, and then I just saw blood coming out. And then I turned back and I just saw the guy with a knife. And, it's just, I don't know what was going on. I didn't know how bad it was. And, I was lucky my brother was there, so he kind of helped me to keep calm. So, afterwards.
Psychologically, how do you feel?
outlook once you get back into competition?
You know, right now I don't think about it. I think for me the thing is just to recover kind of and just day by day. I don't want to look too forward, and as I said, just, you know, I have to do a lot of therapy and just get back my arm. That's my major concern. So.
How long do you plan to stay in Vail?
As long as I need to, pretty much. I haven't put any timetable on anything, and I think I'm just going to take day by day. And it's getting better, you know, always, and I hope it's going to improve every day and just do the therapy so, you know, my other muscles don't get weak. So.
Monica, are you still having trouble fathoming something like this could happen?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a sporting event. I never thought this would happen. You know, it was just, it was a shock, that's for sure. And I do hope it's never going to happen to anybody because I think it just doesn't fit in here. But, you know, it happened and, you know, it goes.
The next time you get on the court, do you think you'll be able to concentrate?
I'm sure a long time is going to pass till I probably do that, but I'm sure by that point, yeah, you know, I'm going to have to be psychologically ready, you know, not to think now, you know, why is this guy standing behind me, you know, what is his intentions or something. But, you know, I'm just going to concentrate about the game and the points when I get back. But right now, I don't even think about it. Just, you know, for me, just to get back my arm, that's my major concern.
Monica, when you were lying in the hospital and people and Steffi visited you, what was that like? And did you ever think about that you might have killed in that situation?
Oh, definitely. I mean, when Steffi came, it was really an emotional, I think, for both of us. It's like both of us were just kind of like crying because he couldn't hold back. I mean, it was very difficult for me, and it was very difficult for her, too. And so it was really kind of an emotional couple of minutes in there. So, but she's just, I mean, incredibly supportive. And I think all the players, I can say that, so.
Did you ever consider that might be more serious?
I was, you know, one was very unlucky, but I was lucky too. But, you know, what didn't happen, I don't think about it. It happened. I just look forward to the next day.
Have you given any thought to retirement?
Oh, no, I love the game too much. You know, I'm going to come back and, you know, I'm a strong person. And just, you know, enjoy tennis as I did. I mean, the reason why I play it is because I love the game, and that's what I'm going to keep in the future too. So.
You said before you were in shock, and that the doctor said you were in shock. How long did it take for that initial shock to pass, and what is it
couple of days, pretty much. You know, I mean, I didn't know what happened really. I mean, as I said, I was lucky that my brother was there, so he always kept telling me, just don't think about it. You know, just think about it. Just totally tried to get my mind off what happened, and he was in the hospital, and of course, my parents were there, and. Yeah, I pretty much slept, I would say, 2.5 days nonstop. You know, even, I mean, when Steffi came in, and it just, I remember halfway what was going on because I was still pretty drowsy. You know, all the medication, like a lot of injections and all the blood and surgery and everything. So it's really, everything happened kind of fast and unexpected, so.
You have a strong belief in yourself, and if so, how will it help you get back to championship play?
Well, I think I'm always kind of a pretty strong person mentally on the court, too. So I think for me, I always, you know, just go back there and have as much as fun, enjoy it as I did before, and try to put this out as, you know, and just go forward in my life. That's pretty much it.
You haven't gestured with your left hand. Is it in a sling or bandage or something?
It's not, but I'm trying not to move it a lot, so I don't hurt the muscle, so it has enough time to grow back. So, and it just hurts if I start moving it a lot.
Are you left-handed or right-handed?
I'm left-handed, so it's gonna be hard when I, you know, my serve and ground strokes. I'm pretty much everywhere.
Steffi, have you ever spoken with some of your peers on the tennis circuit?
Sorry, it's okay. No problem. It's okay.
Once again, pardon me.
Okay.
About courtside security, and would you speak to the people who run the tennis circuit about improving courtside security?
In my opinion, I think, yeah, it has to be improved, that's for sure. And I just think, you know, we shouldn't wait that this should happen to somebody else. I think we shouldn't have like another victim, then they're going to say, oh, you know, well, we got to improve it now. I think, you know, it just has to be different measures, I think, taken. You know, you shouldn't get paranoid, but there has to be, you know, much more stricter security. I just think a lot of times it's unfortunate that whenever some actions need to be taken, somebody or has to get hurt or something, and I just don't think we need this to happen again. So,
Respecting Mr. Kane's request to not talk about politics, could I ask you one thing though? When this happened, what did you think he did it for? Not to ask you to comment on politics, but when it happened, did you have fears about why this happened?
they pretty much told me immediately what he did. So I mean, for what reason? I think the reason was for Steffi to be back -- 1. So I knew that pretty fast.
What kind of concerns about security have you had over the years?
Over the years, I mean, I haven't thought about it much. In sports, really, I don't think it ever happened that somebody got hurt while they're playing a match, and I'm concentrating on my match, and I'm having a hard enough time, being in a match, because I was very sick for a lot of weeks beforehand, and just I'm back, and then suddenly just somebody out of nowhere to stab you is kind of
Security is discussed
didn't accept it, but
at every major tournament, and Monica really not Monica's role. Monica's role is to play the tournaments, and I think all sports, not just tennis, have to look at the precautionary measures and look to beef them up some.
What about your own personal security outside of the court from now on?
up to now, I mean, I haven't thought about it much. I'm going to think about it in the next few weeks, whatever. I mean, I just got here day before yesterday, and I've been pretty much sleeping the whole time. I didn't even want to think about it. I wanted my mind to get off this whole thing and just to concentrate, to have my arm back, really. That's my main concern. Everything else, I don't even want to think about at this point.
How do you separate Monica the person from Monica the tennis player in your life?
Yeah. I think, always they say Monica the tennis player, the #1 rank, but I think, I'm a person. This is just something that I love to do, and fortunately, or unfortunately, I'm good at it, so, it brings a lot of attention, and I just like it when they look at you, Monica, as the person, because that's what I am, and this is just something that I do, but as soon as I'm finished, I'm just as normal as anybody else, I guess.
What's the most difficult part? Is it missing the Grand Slams, or is it knowing that somebody felt so strongly that they want to attack you?
I haven't thought. I mean, really, my thing is just to have arm back and hopefully go out there and play tennis again. I mean, that's just, I love the game. I just want to go out there and hit the ball again, and I'll think, hopefully I can come back and, I don't know if, I don't want to say how well I'm going to do. Nobody knows that, physically and mentally, it's going to take a while to come back, but when I come back, I'm going to feel I'm ready and just, again, try to do the best that I can as I did up to now in my career.
What are your feelings toward the man toward that at this point? Are you trying to block that in your mind?
I block out pretty much everything. I mean, the only thing for me, I try to have good, not memories, but kind of good thoughts in my head, not think about what happened the last couple of days. Just look forward.
Did you ever say anything to you, Monica Seles?
Nothing, no. I haven't even heard. It was just a little panic. I mean, all I just remember seeing everybody's, just like that. But to my knowledge, no.
Have you seen any of the video of what went on?
No, I haven't seen it yet. No.
In addition to physical rehabilitation, is there going to be psychological rehabilitation?
I'm going to decide that as I'm going to see how I'm going to feel, the next couple of days and weeks, and just decide day by day. And if I do need it, definitely. I mean, I think for a lot of things it helps tremendously. If I do need it, definitely.
Could you describe the injury a little bit better? You're talking about a soft tissue injury and impact around it. How deep is it? Is there bruising around it? What's the range of motion for her arm?
You better do that.
Now the depth, I can't say exactly how deep the knife went, but it was deep enough to affect the muscles that rotate the scapula, the backbone in the shoulder. And as a result of that, we're being cautious in resuming that range of motion. Without opening the wound and looking directly down, it's just not possible to say the exact depth. So I think in an injury like this, where we're not sure of what the depths are, that we just go by the clinical and the rehabilitation parameters, and we've created those parameters, and as she reaches one phase in the rehab, then we upgrade the rehab. So as her range of motion improves, which has improved significantly in the last 2 days, then we can add other exercises.
Dr. Stedman, what kind of assurance can you offer Monica that she will be as good as she ever was?
Well, I think you can't offer assurance, but I'd say that from looking at it from an objective standpoint, that the area of injury didn't affect a nerve, an artery, and it affected a muscle, or a couple of muscles. So those muscles should heal. So if she uses her, and she's a great healer and a great athlete. So what we found in the past is that the best athletes are the best rehabilitators. So my anticipation is that she will get back to the same level she was before, but I can't give a guarantee.
How effective was the initial treatment in Hamburg, or was something done that would hinder long-term rehabilitation?
No, I think the treatment in Hamburg was perfect. And so what we're doing is just carrying to the next step in the recovery, which includes basically the rehabilitation phase.
Could she stand up and you show us where exactly on her back the injury is?
Maybe as we're walking out, you can point.
How close you call?
Let her just stay comfortable.
Well, I think that there was certainly a potential for a lot more serious injury. And so I'd say that from that standpoint, since it didn't happen, that she's very lucky that it didn't.
How close to the spinal cord was the...
Well, the cord is covered by bone, so it from the angle that the knife went in, it would have been difficult to reach the spinal cord, but it was in the general area.
How many muscles are affected?
Dr. Richard Stedman with a description of the wounds suffered by Monica Seles. As you were watching as she came in, she's carrying certainly her upper part of her body very gingerly and being very careful. And she said several times during the course of that press conference, my main concern is simply to get my arm back, get back my left arm. And Monica Seles also saying it'll be some time before she feels she is psychologically ready, aside from just being physically ready, to play major competitive tennis. No timetable announced for her rehabilitation. Certainly she is out of the picture for the French Open, where she is the two-time defending champion. It was last Friday afternoon, and early afternoon Eastern U.S. time, on a changeover, playing Magdalena Maleva, as TV commercial coverage went to a commercial break. Listen closely. Courtside microphones picked up the attack. More stunned initially than injured at least first appearance. The assailant wrestled to the ground, and man later identified as Gunter P. by German authorities. He has been charged, as we said, with attempted murder. Monica Seles is, according to her doctor, facing the soft tissue injury problem as well as an impact injury problem. But as Dr. Stedman said, in his opinion, the best athletes are the best rehabilitators. But again, there is no timetable. We will have more on Monica Seles and her recollections of last Friday on SportsCenter at 7 Eastern time. Also, within the next several minutes, Chris Webber will be holding a press conference in Michigan at which he will announce that he, yes, indeed, is going pro and will enter the NBA draft. Well, he will be a strong candidate to possibly be the first player taken in the June draft. So Chris Webber coming out. That announcement will be made shortly, and we'll be covering that story tonight on SportsCenter. Squash next up on ESPN. Again, the complete SportsCenter. I'll be by with Charlie Steiner at 7 Eastern time with more on Monica Seles, her recollections, and her look forward to her tennis career, and Chris Webber turning pro.
Thank you for watching Cleveland Live Music. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. There's further patronage information in the video descriptions below. Thanks for all the support and making the channel grow.